The Silent Room. In the heart of New York City, there was an old, decrepit apartment building that no one dared to live in. Apartment 6B in particular was infamous. Tenants who moved in never stayed for long. Rumors swirled about strange noises, vanishing belongings, and a suffocating presence. Some claimed the room itself was alive. Jason, a struggling writer in his late 20s, didn't believe in ghost stories. When he found out that 6B was available for rent at a ridiculously low price, he jumped at the chance. It was perfect, quiet, cheap, and isolated, just what he needed to finish his novel. The landlord, an elderly man with trembling hands, handed Jason the keys with a warning. If you hear whispers, don't answer. And never, under any circumstances, stay in the room after midnight. Jason chuckled, dismissing the warning as superstition. He moved in that same day, setting up his desk by the window that overlooked the dimly lit alley. The apartment was small but cozy, with creaky wooden floors and faded wallpaper. The first night, Jason heard faint whispers coming from the walls. He paused his typing, thinking it might be the neighbors. But when he pressed his ear to the wall, the voices seemed to shift, as if they were moving inside the room. They were soft and unintelligible, but the tone was urgent, almost pleading. "Just the wind," Jason muttered, shaking it off. As the days passed, the whispers grew louder. They seemed to come from nowhere and everywhere at once. Jason tried to ignore them, but they seeped into his dreams, turning them into vivid nightmares of shadowy figures and endless corridors. One night, as the clock struck midnight, Jason decided to confront the whispers. Armed with a flashlight, he searched every corner of the apartment. He opened cabinets, looked under furniture, and even checked the vents. Nothing. Frustrated, he shouted, "What do you want from me?" The whispers stopped. The room fell deathly silent. Then a deep, guttural voice replied from behind him, "You." Jason spun around, but no one was there. The air grew icy and the lights flickered. Shadows stretched unnaturally across the walls, converging in the center of the room to form a tall, humanoid figure with hollow eyes and elongated limbs. Frozen in terror, Jason backed away as the figure stepped closer. "You stayed too long," it hissed. "Now you belong to us." Jason ran to the door, but it wouldn't budge. The figure reached out, its hand cold and skeletal, gripping his wrist. Jason screamed as the shadows engulfed him, pulling him into the wall. The next morning, the landlord found the apartment empty. Jason's belongings were still there, but he was gone. On the wall above his desk, scrawled in jagged letters, were the words, "Another one silenced." Weeks later, a new tenant moved into 6B, lured by the low rent and the promise of solitude. They too heard the whispers. And so the cycle continued, the silent room claiming its next victim.